Now at 6, we're live in downtown Carthage, Missouri for the Maple Leaf Festival. We're going to tell you about some of the events coming up. Plus, a Southeast Kansas clinic is closing its doors, but a new option is taking its place. And how some local third graders are getting a lesson about where our food comes from.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Hi, everybody. This is KOAM News at 6, coming to you live from Carthage, Missouri, where the 2022 Maple Leaf Festival is now underway. The city estimates that festival welcomes in tens of thousands of people every year, maybe as many as 80,000 on some years. The highlight, of course, the Maple Leaf Parade, which is going to be tomorrow morning. It's the largest parade in southwest Missouri. It's held every third Thursday in October. Now, tomorrow's parade begins at 9 a.m. It starts right here in the courthouse square, and then it's going to continue to the Carthage Junior High School. McDonald County, Missouri authorities have issued an arrest warrant for a former pastor accused of rape. They're looking for Raymond Lambert II of Washburn. Court documents show he's accused of raping a 10-year-old girl during the summer of 2013. She just reported it this past August. The victim told investigators she was visiting relatives near Lambert's residence when that rape occurred way back then. Ascension Via Christi is closing its Fort Scott Family Medicine Clinic on November 11th. Its emergency department there will remain open. As that clinic closes, Girard Medical Center is stepping in. They're going to take over the practice at the 109 South Main Clinic. Anyone who goes to the family clinic and wants to continue receiving care there must request a transfer of medical records. Phone number to call to make that happen is on our website. Of course, that's KOAMnewsnow.com. Again, we are live in downtown Carthage, Missouri for the Maple Leaf Festival. Doug Heddy here. It's kind of windy out here, Doug.
It is. It's super windy. We've had very high winds over the past couple days, but at least the winds are going to die down a little bit as we go into the weekend. A lot going on. I've been walking around looking at all the classic cars here on this square, Carthage Square, so it's actually turned out to be a pretty nice evening. But we do have some clouds increasing. You can see them picking up along and north of I-44. In fact, we even have some light little showers starting to move into our northern counties, especially Yates Center, Fort Scott, over toward Nevada. We do have high school football going on tonight, so we got to keep our eyes on that. Temperature's still pretty good. Most of us are sitting upper 70s to near 80 degrees, but the winds have been a problem, gusting at times 25 upwards to 30 miles per hour. Once the sun sets, then the winds will start to die off just a bit. 4 states, Friday night football going on tonight. Kickoff about 69 degrees, so it's going to feel pretty good. Could get a few showers in here by the fourth quarter, so we're going to talk about that in our first freeze, all coming up here in just a bit.
All right, we'll catch you in a few. Right. Thanks, Doug. A new restaurant's coming to Pittsburgh. KOAM has confirmed that IHOP, the International House of Pancakes, yeah, of course you've heard of that, it's going to open a restaurant in Pittsburgh sometime in mid-2023. It's going to be at 200 West Centennial. That's where Gustano's Pizza used to be. IHOP says it'll announce an exact opening date as that time gets a little bit closer. Local third graders learn a lesson in agriculture today. Carthage High School Future Farmers of America hosted them at the Carthage Fairgrounds. They taught the kids about how their food gets from farm to table. KOAM's Shagun Bamadelli has more.
The Food for America program focuses on agricultural literacy in elementary schools and communities. It also aims to help FFA members and all agricultural education students in leadership skills development.
Agriculture isn't everything, and these kids are going to grow up and have to lead our society eventually, and I think it's really important for them to know where their food comes from and how things work down from the very basics.
FFA officials tells me why teaching agriculture is important.
And without farmers and agriculturalists, we wouldn't have the world that we have today. So our goal is to teach students and impact their lives so that when they grow up, they might be involved in agriculture and make that lasting impact in other people's lives.
It's important for these kids to come and find out, that chocolate milk doesn't come from brown cows, and that there's actually different things that we use these animals for other than meat purposes, like we get wool from sheep to use clothing and just different things like that.
Less than 2% of the American population are farmers, and many students are not exposed to agriculture on a daily basis.
And so there's a big gap in between the farmers and the consumers, and what we're trying to do today is bridge that gap so people can understand why this food is produced that way, how it is done, and so there's a direct communication basically from the producers to the consumers.
In Carthage, Shagun Bamdele, KOAM News.
The third graders visited different stations at the fairgrounds that included facts about agriculture and, of course, farm animals. Putting on events like the Maple Leaf Festival here takes a lot of planning and coordination. One of the main groups helping make sure everything runs smoothly is the Carthage Police Department. They're crucial in keeping the thousands of people attending the festival safe and having a good time.
Officers there for number one, crowd control, emergency access if needed, but also, they're there just to keep the people safe. And when a parade or a big event like that happens, people seem to forget that the rules still apply. Safety rules still apply. You can't just do anything that you want to do.
Officials also say they stopped allowing candy to be thrown from parade floats for safety reasons. This is the 56th year for the Carthage Maple Leaf Festival. It wouldn't happen without its community partners, and that includes KOAM as a media partner and Mercy Hospital Carthage. They're this year's title sponsor.
Well, our decision to sponsor the Maple Leaf was really twofold. First, we believe it's our responsibility as a good corporate citizen to sponsor and to support the Chamber of Commerce and the city in whatever they're doing to make this a greater place to live.
Maple Leaf Festival continues through tomorrow evening, and you can find a schedule on our website. You know what that is. It's KOAMnewsnow.com. Again, we are live at the Carthage Square for the Maple Leaf Festival. We're going to talk with the Carthage Tourism Director straight ahead. Welcome back again. We are live at the Carthage Square for the Maple Leaf Festival. We're joined now by the Carthage Tourism Director, Katie Fields. There are a lot of reasons for tourists to visit Carthage, and we're going to start with Food Truck Friday, which happens, obviously, on Fridays for a good part of the year. It's at Central Park, not far from where we are right now. Tell me about that.
Yeah, well, it's happening right now till 9 p.m. tonight. So it is the second Friday of every month beginning April through October. So starting at 11 a.m. till 9 o'clock p.m., you could get your late breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Now, it's wrapping up for this year today, right?
Yes.
But it's going to be back in the spring.
Yes, starting in April.
And you were there earlier today. Tell me, was it pretty good?
Yeah. Oh, I had Mexican. I plan on having Thai food for dinner.
I know it brings in a lot of vendors, and the crowd, people just line up for this thing.
Yeah, we had lines as I was headed this way. So
another thing that brings tourists here is the history and the architecture, and there are a couple of ways to experience that. One is with a walking tour around this beautiful courthouse square, and it's a self-guided tour. Tell me how that works.
Yeah, so you can actually, starting next week, pick up the travel guide, the guide in my office, which I'm located in the Chamber of Commerce here in Carthage, or you can access it right now on our website at experiencecarthagemo.com. And it's a self-guided walking tour, which will just walk you around the square. You can read about the history of the buildings, who owned them when they were first built, and then, of course, our crown jewel here in the center of the square.
Yeah, that is the iconic symbol of Carthage. It's also known for these beautiful mansions, many of them from the early 20th century, maybe even earlier than that. And there's a tour, a driving tour people can experience to see some of those things.
Yes, so same thing. You could pick up the brochure in my office, or you can access it online. And what it does is it takes you on a driving tour, and there's wayfinder signs as well. And it'll tell you about the history of the homes, the original owners. Some of the homes are from the 1870s, and the current owners now expect the drivers to come by. So if you're driving slow, and to read about it, and they're totally used to it. So, and everybody's so friendly.
They're not likely to get out their shotguns expecting a prowler.
No, they wave. I had one girl tell me they invited travelers into their home for a tour. So,
very good. Katie Fields, thank you so much.
Yes, thank you.
Again, we are live at the Carthage Square. Doug Hetty is up next with weather, and a little bit later we're going to hear from the voice of the Chiefs, Mitch Holthus, as Kansas City prepares to take on the Buffalo Bills on Sunday.
Well, of course, we're out here live on the Carthage Square. The sun is going down. We're losing those evening daylight hours. And we do have some clouds which are increasing. The main thing today has been the winds. We've had those red flag warnings. Good news here is the winds are going to die down just a bit as we head into the weekend. Let's go ahead outside Indigo Sky Casino and Resort. Looks pretty good. We do have clear sky still at Indigo, but those clouds are kind of increasing across the region, which we are going to see as we go through the evening hours for us tonight. Winds, look at these winds. All day long have been sustained at 10 to 20, but we've had gusts upwards of 30 to about 35 miles per hour at times. Temperature is not bad. Most of us upper 70s to near 80. We're sitting into lower 80s across Kansas and also northeastern parts of Oklahoma. Here's 7th and Range Line. You can see those clouds increasing, looking off toward the north, still sitting at 81. West, northwesterly winds at 14, but gusts have been much higher than that as we've gone through the evening hours. All right, through the evening, 75 right about over the next hour, 71 by 8, 67 by 10. We're going to have clouds increasing. We could get a few showers in here, especially after 9 or 10 p.m. So that is something we want to watch, which you can see on our satellite and radar. Look at the clouds increasing and a few light little showers popping up in our northern counties. I don't think this is going to be a huge deal, but after 9 or 10, we may get a few scattered little thunderstorms in here. And this is all due to a wave that is passing by. We have this big upper level low across the Great Lakes, and it keeps spinning around little waves, giving us cold fronts all week long and a little bit of rain. We've had 2 days of rain this week, but until this part of the pattern breaks, there's nothing going on out to the west. Until that breaks, then we'll start to get some storm systems in here. I will tell you, by the time we start to get a little bit closer toward Halloween, that's when we're going to start getting some thunderstorms back into the forecast and a lot more active of a pattern. All right, if you're getting up early, of course, we have Maple Leaf Parade kicking off at 9 a.m., 51 at 7, 72 by noon. High temp tomorrow right around 80 degrees, so it's still going to be warm, not quite as windy, which is good news. As we go through the evening hours tonight, those clouds increase and look at a few scattered thunderstorms in our southern counties. Most of us will stay dry, but if you live in northeast Oklahoma or south of I-44, you may get a few showers in here late this evening into the overnight hours. By morning, cold start, upper 40s, quick warm up, near 70 by the time we head into the noon hour, and then by the afternoon, I think most of us about 78 to 80 degrees once again. Now tomorrow night, look at this, scattered showers and thunderstorms popping up, especially along the I-44 corridor and south. So this is good news. So at least we have chances for scattered showers and thunderstorms back in the forecast. Now right behind it, temperatures start to cool down. Look at this. By the time we head into Tuesday morning, this could be our first frost and or freeze across the region. 80 tomorrow, 71 on Sunday, 60 on Monday, down to 30 Tuesday morning. Look at this, by Wednesday morning, down to 28 degrees. Average first frost is October 21st, so pretty close to on schedule. Yeah.
Get a chance to check out these beautiful classic cars around us.
I did. I took a little walk around the square, after the 5 o'clock news, and there's some cool cars.
I'm going to do it after the 6 o'clock
Alrighty.
news. Hey, dog owners can soon get outside to enjoy time together with their four-legged friends and other owners. Bark in the Park is happening tomorrow at Schlanger Park in Pittsburgh. The Humane Society is going to bring 3 dogs for the event for adoption. The event includes activities for dogs as well as their owners, such as free community dog walk, dog training courses. 2 events that cost $5 are the dog show and painted paw paintings. Still ahead, it's another big week of football in the 4 states. Jacob Leonard's going to join us live at Carthage High School for a preview of tonight's showdown with the Joplin Eagles. That's coming up.
Carthage High School and Joplin High School.
This week is week 8 of high school football in Southwest Missouri. We're here at Carthage this evening. The battle between the best of the COC Tigers hosting the Joplin Eagles. We're joined now by Joplin High School head coach Curtis Jasper. First off, the 2 teams are 6-1, 2 of the best in Southwest Missouri. How do you feel about Carthage? So hard to prepare for this.
Well, obviously, the Eagles is special.
The high school athletes performing here tonight are friendly rivals that are members of the interscholastic athletics towards each of us.
Guys and things like that. You got to fit those gaps.
Positive way through our cheers and encouragement.
You guys have come a long way since week 1. Obviously, you guys have gotten better. You look at your team.
competing schools are assigned to administer the rules of the game. Their experience and their intent qualify them for their part in the first day of the contest.
Especially actually been pretty special all year long. And then just consistency. I feel like we're more consistent now, and we've gotten more consistent along the way.
I want to ask you about one of your players, linebacker Trey Gilder. He's a guy who's always around the football when we come out to the games and stay in there and tackle. Why is he always around the ball, and what makes him such a good player on that side?
Preparation is a big part of that, and then it's just mentality.
All right, Coach, good luck tonight. I appreciate you coming.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
All right, this is not the only big one in Southwest Missouri this evening. Undefeated Seneca Indians hit the road to face McDonald County this evening. With a win here in this one, Seneca would claim a Big 8 West League championship. They are 7-0 coming into the night. On the Kansas side, big district matchup tonight in Parsons. The Vikings hosting the Frontenac Raiders. Parsons is 5-1, coming off their first loss of the season to Galena. Frontenac on the other side kind of found their groove. They won back-to-back games. That one, like most of the games in our area tonight, begins at 7 o'clock. Getting on to the NFL now, the Kansas City Chiefs are 4-1 to begin the season. Last week, they beat the Raiders.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Carthage Senior Night.
Like we do here every Friday night.
At this time, we'd like you to direct your attention to the north end of the field as we introduce.
I'm wearing the Crucial Catch hoodie this week as a reminder to screen and get regular checkups in the battle against cancer. I love it when the Chiefs use their big stage for important messaging. There has been an incredible growth in the popularity of the Kansas City Chiefs. The NFL constantly measures who's watching, who's listening, attending, and engaging on all social media platforms. The Chiefs have risen to be the 6th most popular NFL franchise, and they had the 7th highest follower growth in the NFL on social media. The Chiefs have become the #1 second favorite team among NFL fans, meaning you may like the Packers, but the Chiefs are your second favorite team. And the Chiefs Kingdom love just isn't in the States. The brand is growing worldwide, especially in Germany. This week it's the Chiefs and the Bills. The nation and the world will be interested on This Minute with Mitch. The Minute with Mitch is brought to you by Como Jewelry. Every day's game day, Como Jewelry, Pittsburgh, Joplin.
In that Chiefs-Bills game on Sunday, the Chiefs are actually underdogs at home for the first time in Patrick Mahomes' career. That's Look at Sports. Be sure to join us back here tonight at 10 on KOAM for 4 State Friday night. We're going to have high school football highlights and scores from all across the area. The world got a big one here in Carthage between the Tigers and the Joplin Eagles. We're back after this.
We take time now to honor a local veteran from right here in Carthage. Joshua Bergen joined the U.S. Army in 2003. His duties took him to Iraq, and we are proud to salute U.S. Army Specialist Joshua Bergen, a 4-state hero. Here's a look what's coming up on KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. We're going to have a look at the efforts to restore an old Southeast Kansas schoolhouse. Plus, economists react to another wave of plunging stocks and another advancement in self-driving tech, or in this case, self-flying. We're going to check out a self-flying cargo plane made in California. Those stories, a lot more tonight. KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. Once again, we are live in downtown Carthage for the Maple Leaf Festival.
Yeah.
It's cooling off. The wind is still blowing, but it's beautiful out here, Doug.
Yeah, it's going to be a great evening. Of course, we got Maple Leaf Parade tomorrow and tonight. We got big football games. Jacob Leonard and Danny Turs are all on top of that. Press box at 11. 80 for us tomorrow, so if you're heading out to the parade in the morning, it's going to be kind of chilly in the 50s, but it's going to warm up quickly. We're going to get some scattered thunderstorms in here tomorrow night, which we need, so at least a good chunk of us will get a little bit of rain, and then our first freeze early next week.
Thanks for joining us. We'll see you for KOAM News at 10. Let's make it a great evening.